Welcome to Crystal Clear. I'm your host, Dr. Valerie Brown Ball, leadership coach, spiritual leader, and author. And here we will delve into the art of self-care, the power of mindfulness, and the courage to pursue our deepest goals with grace and perseverance. So let us embark on this transformative journey together, uncovering the strength and clarity that have always resided within us. Ready your heart and open your mind. It's time to see your world and yourself crystal clear. Hey everybody, this is Dr. Valerie Brown Ball, aka Coach Val, and I'm here with Crystal Clear Podcast. And as you know, the vision is to make sure we're crystal clear about things and information and just things that we have to make decisions on. I believe in discernment and really understanding the things that are presented to us so that we can make good decisions, because it's all about choices. Anyway, I'm excited because I'm finally getting started. I've got a lot of content, and I've been helping people with their podcasts and their websites and their branding and all that stuff, but I haven't been able to get my stuff out. It's just like the painter who paints everybody else's house. Their house needs painting. But anyway, I am going to finally get started with this podcast. I am going to invite you to ask me questions, things that you want to become crystal clear on. Let me tell you why. I have been looking and researching on YouTube and Facebook, all those things, and seeing what other people are talking about. And there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, from aliens to psychics to conspiracy theories to, celebrities to uncovering of ancient things and the pyramids. There's so much stuff on YouTube. I mean, it's interesting because I'm a sci-fi person, so I like to learn about science and everything. But, we need to discern the truth, because some of it's truth and some of it's mixed with non-truths, and some of it is interesting but not true. So we have to be able to discern that. And the way I discern things is I have the spirit of the Creator, the spirit of the living God living and dwelling in me, and I listen to that spirit. Okay? We are spiritual beings, and so we have people around us that we consider that we have angels and that are protecting us and all that, and even speaking to us. So some of us have abilities, and some people call it psychic, some people call it prophetic. But I have some. I would say, because my background is Christian, I'll say prophetic, because I believe that the Spirit of God has given me words of knowledge. I believe the Spirit of God shows me some things and gives me vision and all that kind of stuff. But also, another thing that the Spirit of God does is helps me to discern, like, what's right and what's wrong, or what's good for me or what's bad for me. And this is the reason I said for me, because some things are good for other people and not good for me. So we have to be able to discern these things on our own. So there's so much information, there's so much stuff going on in the world right now. And it really is an exciting time. If you really think about it, it's a lot going on, but if you learn how to rise above it, then you can still be happy and joyful and have peace and be at a higher frequency than, the other people who are fighting and battling and complaining and crying and losing money. I'm not going to lose money. I'm going to make money during this time, okay? So, it's just your mindset. And that's what I kind of want to talk to people about, is mindset. It starts in your mind. It's your mindset. What is your mind set upon? And I remember in the scriptures it says, think on things that are good and pure and of good report. So if somebody comes and gives you some bad news, or says, okay, you have a medical diagnosis and you're not going to recover, you're going to start thinking on those things by faith, that I can recover, and that, I am healed and I'm whole. And I got to figure out a way to get to that point, okay? And so we can seek God for that wisdom, and the Spirit of God will give us that wisdom. Okay, so I just want to say to you today that on Crystal Clear Podcast, we're going to present things and people who I believe are telling the truth. Okay? We also have to discern things. Sometimes I'm going to show you some videos that I kind of look at and I said, wonder if they're telling the truth, or how do we know? And that's why it says study to show yourself approved. You got to do some research. You know, I have a PhD and I'm a researcher, so I do research anyway. But I like to know, you know, the things that I'm interested in. I'm not interested in everything, but the things that I'm interested in, I would like to understand. You know, I love that quote. It says, I think it's by Socrates, seek ye first to understand, then to be understood. I want to understand things, okay? Because it's easier for me to implement or embrace truth if I kind of understand it. And I think that's for everybody. So we're going to have, I would call it a podcast that we're going to interact with one another. You're going to ask me or show me things or send me a link or send me a video and say, is this really true? Or is this something we need to discuss? Or what part of it is true and what part of it is false? I think that we can do this together. Okay? So, getting started, I have some people that I want to invite in. I have some people who tell us how to heal ourselves, how to take care of ourselves, how to eat right, and all that kind of stuff. But you know, people get bored with that. But we got to show you how to take action and take it, and really understand why you need to take action. And then once you have that information, you'll be able to take action. You'll be able to do the right thing. I believe. That's what I believe. So this show will be a little controversial because like I said, I have a Christian background. But I kind of have evolved spiritually, so the Spirit of God is showing me more things. In other words, spirituality to me is above religion because now I have a relationship with the Creator and God, and I can hear things and I understand what's happening in this season. Okay? So we have to share this knowledge with it. Not one person has all the information. So that's why collectively we have to share with one another information. Amen. So information. My background, I am a minister. I'm ordained. I'm not pastoring a church. I've assisted pastor at a church before, but I decided that, well, I didn't decide. God decided that He wanted me in the marketplace. He said, you need to get out there and be amongst the people. Okay? So I'm amongst the people, and I do have a ministry called Spiritual Path Alliance. And Spiritual Path is like we're all on a path, a spiritual path. And our paths cross sometimes. It crosses. You know, I come across people that I don't expect to come across, and then the Spirit shows me that this is the reason you're coming across this person, and I'm either there to bless them or they're there to bless me, or we're there to do things together. Okay, so everything that is in heaven is in the earth, okay? And so spiritual things, like when we come together and we cross spiritual paths, sometimes in the natural paths, we're connected, okay? So I want to talk about connections. I want to talk about spiritual connections. I want to talk about natural connections, collaborations. My background is business and marketing, but I love leadership. And leaders have to, I would say, be on top of things. They need to be forward thinkers. They need to be visionaries. We just need to understand what's going on and what season it is. And once we do that, we can help other people. We can help lead other people. And that's what I believe, like Christ did, or Moses, or all those people that had to lead people. They needed to have understanding spiritually so that they could lead the people. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready to really understand the truth? Okay? And I'm going to ask you, and the reason I say it's controversial, because I'm going to ask you to consider something that you probably never considered, because it's just like if you live in a state, and you never leave that state, you're not going to understand like how it is over in Iowa, because I'm from New Jersey, and I don't know how people live in Iowa or in Alabama, but you got to go out. You got to expand your mind, or expand your sight, or expand your horizons, or go travel, or whatever. You have to, and even if you don't travel physically, you can travel on the internet. You can travel mentally, okay? But you need to renew your mind every day, and you need to learn more. What you know is not all there is that what you know is not all that there is for you to know. Okay, and we don't know until we find out. So I'm excited because I feel like I'm called to do this, and let's do it together. Okay, I'm a collaborator, so I want to do it together. So in the comments, I want you to ask questions. I want you to give me your opinion, okay, on specific subjects, and we're just gonna hang out and talk about today, and we're gonna encourage one another. We're gonna encourage one another. We're gonna send love and light to one another. We're gonna help each other get through this season that we're in, which is a little, what I say, this season is a little bit chaotic. I like that word, chaotic. There's a lot going on. I mean, quick and fast and in a hurry. And so we have to slow it down in our mind, and, we have to kind of not get caught up in the whirlwind, okay? Don't get caught up. It ain't worth it. You got to stay above it. It made me look down and say, oh, Lord, they going through some stuff. You don't need to go through it. So I just want to lift your mind higher. I want to help you to really hang out with people who are at this level, and that they're not going to get caught up in that nonsense, okay? Some of us, we may get caught up, like we may have a job that we'll lose because they're laying all these people off in the government. But guess what? If that happens to you, either it's going to get resolved and you're going to get restored at your job, or you're going to have another door open to you. So you have to look on the bright side sometimes. You have to be optimistic. I know it makes us angry. We don't know where our next paycheck's coming from and all that stuff. But let me tell you, if you go higher and higher and you connect with the source, you don't have to worry about that. Well, all things are going to work together for your good, and things are going to come together for you. I truly believe that. And when you get on the other side, you'll probably be better off. So we got to think like that. And that's how we raise our vibration. That's how we raise our frequency. That's how we overcome the negativity and the chaos. All right, so let's be clear. Let's be crystal clear. Let's get our mind right. I'm Dr. Valerie Brown Ball, and I look forward to seeing you. I'm not going to have a schedule because schedules are hard for me to keep because I got so much going on. But I'm going to do pop-ups. I said, look, okay, God, I'm going to do pop-ups. I'm going to do it whenever I think of coming on and talking to my subscribers, I will. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, okay? And also, if you'd like to be a guest on my podcast, please say that in the comments, or send me an email at askcoachval@gmail.com. That's AskCoachval@gmail.com. So if you want to be a guest, or if you have some truth that you want to share, I have to discern, of course, whether I want you on my show or not. No, just kidding. But if it's the truth, you will make it. You will come on my show. And if it's interesting, I might say, that's interesting. Let's talk about it. Okay? So I'm not going to shut you down just because, maybe something I don't know about. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I maybe need to understand this a little bit more. Okay? So I look forward to hanging out with you guys. I'm Dr. Valerie Brown Ball. And I'll see you soon on Crystal Clear Podcast. Have a great day.